Hello! So today's dish will be gyudon, so that's a Japanese beef rice bowl. Very simple. I think it's the simplest dish so far that I've made on this channel. And yeah, Japanese hairstyle for a Japanese dish. And I hope you guys like the video. Obliterate, smash the like button if you like it, and share it with your friends. So let's get it. Hello. Today we have 5 simple ingredients: beef, white onions, garlic, spring onions, and egg. Now the reason why I use this beef is because number 1, it's in the desired thickness that I want. Number 2, it has a pretty decent amount of marbling in my opinion, so we definitely get that fat and flavor. Number 3, it's easy to find, it's cheap. If you have a hot pot, you can use it as leftovers as well, So what I just did is just merely defrost the beef and just let it semi-cook, which will ease the whole process later on. Next, we're gonna be able to cut our spring onions and garlic. For the white onions, you want to cut them loosely and just have a more chunky feel to it. It gives a better mouthfeel for the overall dish, especially when the beef will be super soft and melt through your mouth kind of texture. Now next we have the egg. All I'm doing is just removing the yolk from the white as usual. The yolk will become a garnish and the white will be added later on into the cooking process. That's basically the whole prep for the dish, guys. Super quick, super fast. Below 5 minutes and you're ready to cook. Let's get it! So first off, we will be caramelizing our onions. We toss that in once the oil is hot. I like to add a bit of sugar just to help with the whole caramelization process. That's totally up to you. And when it's browning, we add our garlic. So we let that sit for a bit, let the aromatics come out, the fragrance. And there's nothing better to a dish than like fried garlic smell. I just, it's just so good. So once the onions are caramelized and the garlic is lightly browning, I add a bit of hot water before I add the soy sauce. Now the reason why I do this is because I found that if I add the soy sauce right away, it tends to burn really quickly and stick to the pan, and that's not what I want. So a little bit of hot water would help. Now once that's done, I add the seasoning, so that's salt, sugar, 5 spice, white pepper, and a bit of sesame oil. And extra hot water, of course, because we'll be throwing in the beef and letting that just sit in all that sauce and just simmer and get that color and all that flavor suck in, and also let that fat from the beef slowly begin to seep out into the broth. Also, I just realized I totally forgot to mention that I added mirin as well, and if you don't have it, it's fine. Soy sauce and sugar will compensate, but if you have it, it's a plus. Anyways, I just want to mention that in my situation, because I'm using really thin beef, it really takes like 2 to 3 minutes tops to cook the beef and let it simmer, let it absorb all that flavor. But do remember, if you're using a thicker cut of beef, let it sit for longer and there's no harm in that. And yeah, give it a few minutes and it'll be good to go.
A few minutes later.
So after a few minutes, you can definitely see the beef taking on the color of the broth. Now the last step, like I mentioned, is just the egg white, so we're gonna put that in now. That substitute the usual like flour and water mixture in order to thicken the broth. I find that adding the egg whites actually kind of gives that extra texture, and of course protein, and you don't want to be wasting egg whites for the dish as well. So I don't see any harm in it. We're just fully utilizing all the ingredients, and I think that's the beauty of Japanese cooking as well, because I personally feel like Japanese cooking really advocates for sustainability, so that encompasses just fully utilizing all your ingredients. Now we finish off this dish with just a garnish of seaweed, the raw egg yolk, and spring onions. And you know when there's a raw egg yolk, you know what's coming next. So guys, here comes the taste test. I just want to say that the overall dish was amazing. It's a solid 10 out of 10 as usual. Definitely something you should try because honestly, you don't have a reason not to. All you need is a protein, white onions, soy sauce, salt, pepper, sugar, and rice, and you're good to go. If you don't have the egg, don't top it off with an egg yolk. If you don't have the spring onions or seaweed, you don't have to garnish. And that's how simple the dish can be. And if you follow these steps, I am sure that you'll make an amazing dish, or even add your own twist to it, you know, your own spices of your choice. And yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed this video. I'll see you guys very soon, and remember to smash the like button and subscribe.